What's up, masters? We are in the house. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys jump on. I am excited because we've got an exciting call. We've got some great announcements, some good information, and I'm gonna let you guys jump on. So let's see, it's top of the hour. Thank you guys for agreeing to hang out with me on kind of an off day. I know a lot of times we try to do our roundtables on Tuesdays, and sometimes these roundtables will kind of conflict with other schedule stuff that you guys have, but that's okay. That's okay. If you can't make it, you can always tune back in, but it's always good to be here live. Yes. All right. What's up, Peterson? We got Peterson in the house. We got Mina, Lucas. Lucas is present. Who else we got in here? I can't, this thing doesn't tell me who's logged on. Anyway, you guys keep logging on. I know we have some new masters in the house. Welcome to Mentorship Masters. This is the space where I get to teach, train, and coach you to your ultimate greatness. So I'm going to get into some of the announcements. And how are you able to see who's on here, Patty Lynn? Patty Lynn says we got Pamela. Oh, or you're tagging people so they can remember to jump on. Patty Lynn is on. Patty Lynn, please take notes. Please take notes on this one. I don't have a PowerPoint this time. So if you take notes, that'd be awesome. That way you guys can have the notes for later. So I've got several announcements that I want to get through. We just finished, guys, 2019. Is that amazing? I got a couple of things I want to share with you before we really get started today. Today, I think the bulk of what we're going to talk about is how I'm going to help you guys to start to secure more listings. That's really the name of the game. That's what it's all about. And I'm going to share some things that I've been going through, what God has put on my heart, and I'm going to help you get to success. That's the whole key. That's why we're here. Heather Green is in the house. What's up, Heather? Hey, welcome. We got Charles Lee in the house. We've got Tanika is in the house as well. So you guys are with me. I really appreciate you guys being here. I've got a lot of ground to cover, so I'm just going to get right into it. I tell you, yesterday was a very interesting day because it was actually it was a bit surreal, honestly, yesterday. So I am 49 years old. Okay, today is January 7th, and my dad passed away on January 6th of 1996. Okay, but what's significant about that, and it's absolutely fascinating. I mean, it can be a bit sad if you let it be, but in my generation, the men die early, so-called. Okay. We're not going. You have to understand this, guys. Anytime there is no curse on you, okay, that God cannot break. We do have generational curses. Don't make any mistake about that. It is true that there are generational curses, but you can be the change maker in that generational curse. Don't let anybody tell you that your fate is sealed, that you're stuck. It's just not true. The enemy might have plans for you, but God has greater plans for you. And those are the plans we're going with, not the enemy's plans. So my dad passed away exactly yesterday. He was 49 years old. Okay. On January 6th, he was 49. He died. Now, why did he die? Well, I mean, we could go into a lot of the when you look at the reality of the situation. I mean, he was diabetic, didn't take care of himself, didn't listen to what the doctors told him, and he just wasn't taking care of himself. He just let himself go. Many people, and Joseph Murphy talks about it in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and Dr. Hawkins talks about it really a whole lot in his book, Letting Go, that there are people that commit what we call active suicide, and then there are people that commit passive suicide. Okay, passive suicide. And my definition of passive suicide is anyone that is not living their life to their full potential. Certainly it's going to be someone that sabotages their chances of success. So if you're eating bad, you're doing the wrong things, you're going against what you know creates life. Okay. Everything either creates life or diminishes from life. Okay. Everything either adds to your future or sabotages you. Everything either is toward your goals or away from your goals. There is no middle ground. Okay. And so my dad chose to sabotage his life by, going to McDonald's, eating at McDonald's all the time, eating, and this is not a judgment against him. Guys, we are free to do what we want to do any old time. And there's no judgment in it. If you don't want to live, that's on you. That's your choice. But the reality is, I turned today, I'm actually a year older than my dad was when he passed. And his dad died when he was in his 40s. Okay. So I'm about 6 weeks away from being 50, and I will have broken a generational curse. It's a big deal, guys. In our family, the men are supposed to die in their 40s. It's not happening. Okay. And so that's really, really a blessing. God has a prosperity for you and not curses. So that's the big thing that coming into the new year. Some of you guys have been asking me about Quantum 10X. So I want to tell you about what's going on with Quantum 10X. Okay. So I have a coach, just like you have a coach, me, and you should have an accountability partner. If you don't have an accountability partner, get one. Listen to my video about your accountability partner, the accountability program that we have right here at Mentorship Masters, and make sure you buddy up, connect up with an accountability partner. Now you can have an accountability group. I'm not against it. At first I was, but I've seen the light on it. I think it can work. You could have 3 or 4 of you guys could get together and have an accountability group. If you choose to do that, that's okay. But I was talking to my coach. My coach actually is very interesting because sometimes I'll talk to people and they're like, well, can you really coach me? You live in Texas, I'm in Arkansas. I'm like, yes. My coach lives in Australia. Okay. So I hired a coach last year. I've told you guys about her. And she has been telling me, Knolly, you got to focus on one thing. And just like you guys do, I do the same thing with my coach. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to focus. I'm going to build this new coaching program, and I'm going to do Mentorship Masters, and I'm going to do this and that. And what she really has gotten me to see, and I finally come to light on it, is that I've got to focus on one thing. Do any of you guys have problem focusing on one thing? Okay. This year, what I want you guys to focus on, those of you that will, I want you to focus on listings. Okay. We're going to spend a lot of time together in this book right here this year. You're going to absolutely love me as your coach as I'm going through this with you, because I'm going to really break down for you how I was able to take over 1,000 listings my first 10 years in the business. We're going to get granular with it. But my coach is like, you know what, Knolly, you got, and I'm like, no, I can do 2 things. She was like, okay. If that's what you want to do, fine. So she had me put the business plans together for both things. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, I am going to do both, but I'm going to do them both through Mentorship Masters at this time. Okay. So all the Quantum 10X, all that coaching and training and everything that I've compiled and put together, I'm just going to give it to you guys. I'm still not going to have it available for anybody else yet. One day that's coming. I mean, I'm excited about the day when it comes. But for now, if they want it, they got to be here. Okay. That's just the way it is. It's hard to ride 2 horses at the same time. Okay. Roy Rogers was pretty good at it, but most of us can't do it. So what is your focus going to be? It's 2020, guys. What are you going to be focused on? I know you want success. How are we going to get it? Is this the year where you're finally going to get out and get success? It is. It should be. I believe it is the year for you. So what's our book of the month? And if you have any questions or comments for me, throw them in the chat. I'll be getting to those momentarily. But our book of the month is, drum roll please, da-da-da-da, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Does it feel like deja vu? Yeah, I had this planned all along. You see, even though I have read thousands of books, I might read in a year, I might read 50 to 100 books, okay, every year. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to get you guys back to the basics, okay? Now, if you want to tiptoe out into other stuff, I'm okay with that. But I got to get you on the basics. And the reason I joke about it is because this was our book of the month last year. Those of you that were with me a year ago, which is probably not most of you. By the way, I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary at EXP. Wow. I mean, I'm telling you, it's been amazing. They said to bring over 2 by 20, and I brought over 52. So God has been very, very good. People are loving Mentorship Master. You guys are loving it. And I'm loving being able to disseminate all my information to you for free. So The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Not only I already read that book. Look, I don't care if you read it before. If you want to become a master, see, a master doesn't do something once, okay, and then never do it again. A master, remember what Kevin Trudeau talked about in his series. He talked about the whole concept, in Your Wish is Your Command. He talked about this whole idea that in martial arts, any of those of you guys that have taken the martial arts, I've taken it for several years. The saying was, I'm not afraid of the 1,000 different moves or the 10,000 different techniques that I'm afraid of the one technique that that you've practiced 10,000 times. Okay, you can have one takedown technique, guys, one takedown technique, and that's game over. Even though I'm a scientist, I'm an engineer by mentally, that's what I am. I like to break things down to their simplest form. And why do I like to do that? Because if it's not simple, you won't do it and I won't do it. We're human beings. We've got to have it simple. And that's why, again, our book of the month is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Now, if you just read it recently, you can move on to something else, okay? But if you haven't read it within the last 6 months, this is the book that you're going to be reading in January, okay? The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So powerful, because if you are not at the success level that you want, it's because you have a mental block, okay? Just knowing that is freedom. So many people that come to me for coaching, they're beating their head up against the wall and they just don't know why they're not getting success. And just the fact that they know that they have a mental block is freedom. Okay, so the book that I'm going to be sharing with you guys too on these roundtables, what I'm currently reading. Not that that's the book of the month. I just want to share everything that's going on in my life with you guys. So right now I am just now finishing. I'm like on the last chapter of this one right here, book called Becoming Supernatural. And I'm actually going to try to make a commitment to share every single book that I'm reading with you guys. So those of you that really want to stay up with the teacher, you can. Okay, so that's the one that I'm reading. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Woo! I'm talking about next level, guys. It's called Becoming Supernatural, and this is all about. He gets into the pituitary gland, the pineal gland in the brain, how the brain operates to create success, how the subconscious mind works, and a lot of other stuff. Very, very deep book. So if you don't feel that you're ready for it, you're not ready. It's okay. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is going to be great. So let me see. I've got a couple other announcements. I've got something that I want you guys to be thinking about big. Okay, and it's recruiting. Okay, I love recruiting, guys. I never thought I would. I just have to say it. And I know in our company, we call it attracting. I still call it recruiting. I'm old fashioned. I'm an OG from way back. So I call it recruiting. It's just like you go to the Army recruiter. That's what he's doing. He's recruiting, right? You go to a headhunter. A headhunter is trying to find talent for the company, right? that's what they do. You look at Jesus and his boys, they were out there bringing in disciples. That's what they were doing. They were recruiting, right? So I look, that's what I love it. I absolutely love it, because we are bringing people into the light. We're bringing them into truth. Okay. There's a bunch of garbage out there. And I got to tell you, you guys already know it. In our industry, there's a bunch of garbage, guys. And there's a lot of people out there with the wrong motives. I know, because I used to be one of them. Okay. Not that my motives were completely impure, but I was after the money. Okay. Nothing wrong with being after the money when you need. I know some of you guys need the money. Like, Knolly, I need money. Okay. I get that. There's going to come a point when you're not going to be doing it for the money. You're going to be doing it for you're going to be doing it for the highest expression of who you are. Okay. You're just going to be expressing your ultimate greatness. And I know that people will be better off here at Mentorship Masters. So I've got a thing, we've got the do the two. You're going to keep doing that every single day. And I'm going to remind you on every call that I can, I feel bad for Patty Lynn, because I'm just going on and on. Hope you're keeping up with me, Patty Lynn. So, I teach you guys to do the two. That's every single day from 9 to 11, lead generation. By the way, this call counts as lead generation. Yes, it does. Okay. So lead generation is either generating new prospects, following up with existing prospects, or developing and implementing marketing plans. That's what when you do the two, those are the only three things that you're permitted to do during that lead generation time. Okay. And on Fridays, when we do the two, that's attraction. Okay. So Monday through Thursday, you're generating listing leads. On Friday, you're attracting. Now, when you guys come to me, you come to me for a couple of reasons. You've been following me. You like that I'm Christ-centered. I put it all on God who lives within. I always do that. When I talk about God, I look up. But God doesn't live up there. He lives in here. He lives inside of us. Okay. So it's God-centered. And you came here to learn about listings. You came here to reach your ultimate greatness. Okay. Now, what you ought to be doing is bringing other people here as well. Okay. Let's not just huddle up and try to keep this to ourselves. We have to and I've got some big goals, guys. I want to build a big group, and I'm bringing people in, other coaches in, to help me with this. Now, you're still going to get me. Okay. I still intend to be the chief on these roundtables. But I want to bring other people in that can help you succeed at your highest level. So I've got a new thing called Each One, Reach One. Okay. And that means every single quarter, every single one of you guys is out there reaching other future masters. Okay. Future masters, and bringing them into the fold, because they need to be here, guys. This is where they need to be. And to keep it real simple, all we're going to do, I'm going to be creating a couple of things. Number one, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's easy to do. Just go to knolly.com, and at the very top, there'll be a red button that says subscribe to Knolly's YouTube channel. You click on that, you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every one of you should be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Then every time that I come up with a new YouTube video, okay, I'm showing you an easy way to attract. When I come up with a new YouTube video that you like, okay, if you don't like it, don't worry about it. You don't like that one. But when you find one that resonates with you, that's the one that I want you to latch onto. And then I want you to send out a simple text on Fridays to 10 agents. Okay, we're going to do our 10 on Friday. So you send it out to 10 agents, and all it's going to be is very, very simple. And I'll put the wording together for you. I'll copy paste it for you, but it's going to be very simple. It's going to be, hey, here's the latest training from my coach, Knolly Williams. And then you give them the YouTube link. Okay. If you know anyone that would receive value from my coach, let me know. We have a free coaching program that we'd love for them to be part of. Something simple like that. It's like you're edifying me and the training, and letting them know that if they know anyone that could potentially benefit from this training. I'll tell you, I've got a guy that he's not with us, but he loves what I do, and he's already sent over 2 people that have joined Mentorship Masters, even though he himself is not yet ready to join. Okay. The other thing I want you, so it's each one reach one. Each one of you guys, I want to bring in one person this quarter. Okay, we're going to start with our quarterly goals. Forget about the 2x20 and all that crap. We can do better than that because we've got mentorship masters. We've got a family, guys, and more agents need to be part of this. So that's what we're doing. The each one reach one. I'm going to make it very, very simple for you. I'm going to look at your comments, and then I'm going to move into training you guys on some stuff. Yeah, Pamela says success is ours. I am the game changer, no doubt about that. Yeah, we sometimes we go around looking for change. Guess what, guys? I am the change. I am the change. You are the change. That's right. Okay. Yeah, Pamela says she's sorry that I lost my dad so early. Yeah, I appreciate that. We all make choices, and I believe. The scripture says that God says, "I knew you before I created you in your mother's womb." So I believe that we come into this realm with certain agreements. Okay, and sometimes we live up to our agreements, and sometimes we don't. I know for a fact, guys, and I know this for an absolute fact. And David Hawkins reminds me of this. He says, we are answerable to an almighty God for how we lived our life here in this planet. So that's how we ought to live our life every single day. And many of us make bad choices. Okay. I make bad choices all the time. Okay. But we've got to start making better choices. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. So I'm on a regimen, guys. So this is I take this, every single day, twice a day. It's Recept CBD. Ooh, that's good stuff. It's hemp extract, by the way. Some of you guys, I used to be afraid of CBD. Oh, CBD. It's not the psychotic one. Okay, it's the stuff that you need. So I take that every day. Pretty soon, I'm probably going to get a green drink or something else. So poor choices. See, here's what I want you guys to understand. The choices that you make create the life that you have. The choices that you are making right now today are creating the choices that you are going to have tomorrow. Okay. Now this is Wolfberry. It's Ningxia Red. It's made by Young Living. We take a couple ounces of this every day. I practice what I preach, guys. The Apostle Paul, he put it this way, and this is bold. Here's how he put it. He said, I wish you guys would just do what I do. Okay. Just if you want to know how to live, he didn't even point it to Christ. He didn't even say, hey, just follow Christ. He says, just do what I do and you'll be all right. A lot of times, I tell you guys, if you say what I tell you to say and do what I tell you to do, you will have success. And with some people, it might sound cocky, it might sound arrogant, but I say it in love. Okay. You can follow me 24/7 and I live up to what I say. Okay. I don't live with like hidden secrets like, oh, I'm going to do this over here, but yet I'm going to be this way in front of you guys. No, that's non-integrous. Okay. That's out of integrity. I'm faithful to my wife. I've never cheated on my wife. I've never, I'm a faithful guy. Okay. I try to remain pure. I watch what I look at. I don't watch the news. I'm one of those. Okay. And it takes discipline to do this. It takes discipline. It's not easy. Okay. People are like, well, yeah, you could do it. You're Knolly Williams. You brought in 50 people. Yeah, well, dude, I wasn't popular in school. I wasn't very well liked. Okay. I live a life of discipline. And so the choices that you make today will determine the tomorrow that you have. Okay. How was I able to pay off my house when I was 45 years old? Discipline. When I was 29 years old, I made a promise to God. And the promise was, if you will bless me, I'm going to do this. Okay. And what I promised him, I would pay off my house. I said, I'm going to pay off my house if you give me the means to do it. I didn't know how it was going to come. Okay. Now it so happened, this I actually prayed when I was about 27, 28. I wrote it down and everything. When I was 29, I got a big contract from EMI, and got double the amount of money that I needed to pay off my mortgage. Did I pay off my house? No, I did not. Why? Because I was disobedient. No other way around it. I looked at the money. They paid me $650,000. Okay, to pay off my mortgage would have been $330,000. I'm just being real with you guys. This is the kind of stuff I don't share on YouTube. So I said, man, $650,000. I'm not going to pay off my house. If I do this with the money, then I can make it into $3 million or whatever my rationale was. We all make excuses for why we're disobedient. And so at the end of the day, guys, I spent the money and I didn't pay off my mortgage and I lost the house. That's the bottom line. Now, somebody can be like, man, I'm sorry you lost your house. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's cool. And that's good. But it's all based on the choices that we make. Okay, we create our own future. Okay, that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not going to get too far into that. That's some quantum 10x stuff for you guys. Okay, just chew on that for a little while. If you really want to know more about it, this is the book right here. It's called Letting Go. That's going to be a future book of the month, so don't jump into it yet. The Pathway of Surrender. There's another one over there that I'm not even going to. Well, let me share this one with you guys because I don't like when people tell me that they're not going to share something with me because I'm a little bit rebellious. You know, I just am that way. So this is a book called The Eye of the Eye. Okay, also by Dr. David Hawkins. I do not recommend it. This is a rabbit hole. You want to talk about choices and whatnot. That's a rabbit hole right there. I got a whole bunch of books like that. But the whole point is I want you guys to know everything that I know. And I know I can't go too fast because we're all at different grades. Okay. Don't try to skip a grade. If you're in kindergarten, it's all good. Go to first grade, then go to second. Don't try to go from first grade to fourth. Doesn't work that way. Okay. Doesn't mean that it has to take a long time. It just means that you have to finish every grade. Okay. Very, very important. You cannot skip rungs on the ladder of success. Very important not to do that. So when I make no excuses for the life that I live, because this is the life I've created. Okay, it didn't happen by accident. It just didn't fall out of the sky. 10 years ago, I'm gonna be real with you guys. 10 years ago, one of my homes foreclosed. This was in 2009. Okay, this is when I was actually doing that. It was my first year at Knolly Williams. Okay. And I was making a lot of money. But how many of you guys know you can make a lot of money and still be in debt? I didn't know about debt. I was always in debt. Guys, I didn't know about how to budget or how to use credit cards and stuff like that. So I knew how to make a lot of money, but I was always poor with finances. Okay. So I just made a decision. I'm not going to let this happen again. I got out of the house I was in, it foreclosed, okay? And I got into this house that I'm in now. We downsized, okay? My first house was about 6,000 square feet. Then we got into one that's 3,000. Now this house that I'm in right now, it's about 1,700 square feet and I'm loving it. Paid off, okay? So we downsized into this one and I had it paid off in 5 years, okay? When you set your mind to do something, you can do it. So 5 years after I had my home foreclosed, I got it, within 5 years, I bought this house, okay? Basically, the other house we were $100,000 upside down on. So we bailed. Let's just say we bailed out of it. We bought this home and we paid it off in 5 years, okay? Whatever is in your heart to do, you can do it, guys. Don't let anybody tell you can't. Okay, Tanika says she really needs to focus. She's been reading the book. Good. Let me see what else we got. Another comment. I want to read these comments and then I want to jump into some training with you guys. Yeah, focus on one thing. Peterson said he has a hard time focusing. Get one thing down, guys, and become successful at that, and then move on to something. Y'all like my glasses here? I only put them on for you guys. Christy says she joined a group called Prospecting Power Hour. We meet in 1 hour, Monday through Wednesday. I found it to be very helpful on the phone and making those calls. I love it. I love it. We have a lot of resources here at EXP, guys, that we're not taking advantage of. And I think a big part of it is because you guys have me. But don't let that be an excuse to not take advantage of all the resources that EXP has for you. Okay. With that, what I want to do, unless you guys have any questions, this is the green drink I told you guys about. And this is, what is it? Kale, and a bunch of stuff. Parsley, kale, cilantro, carrots, apple, celery. Cilantro, carrots, apple. You don't have to write all that down, Patty Lynn. It's got a gang of stuff in here. And it's good too. Well, ginger and lemon in there too. This used to look like death to me, guys. I look at that and I'm like, nah, give me a cheeseburger. But hey, I had to get real serious because, my mom is diabetic. My dad was diabetic. He died from complications of diabetes. And I've never been diabetic. I've never had any medical condition of any kind. Thank God. Praise God for that. But I've also taken good care of myself, a la Josie and the God we serve. Been very, very good to me. So I want to get into some nuts and bolts, okay? Because I know that I can get on a tangent and give you guys a lot of the euphoric stuff, the essence of things. But sometimes you guys are just like, look, now give me the nuts and bolts. And so that's why I want to kind of really get into the book. And because I've made almost everything that I do very esoteric, but I realize that not everybody is in that space. I can create things right now, guys, just in the mind without even a whole lot of action. Okay. But that's a student. I mean, that's where I'm bringing you guys to where you have that same level of mastery. See, a martial arts master doesn't have to get into the hustle and grind of the game. They just step on you take a person like Bruce Lee. I mean, there's a video of Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks. He's playing ping pong with them. Okay. When you get to that level of mastery, it just looks easy to everybody else. Okay. And it is easy. I gotta tell you, if I go out, right now, if God would unleash me to go out and do a whole bunch of listings, I'd be doing 10, 15 listings a month, and it would be super easy. Okay. Like I said, I capped last year working 3 to 4 hours a week, capped. Okay. And many of you guys are struggling to cap, working 30, 40 hours a week trying to cap. I don't have that struggle. Why? Because I've become a master at this, and that's where I'm taking you guys. Okay. But it all starts with this. Okay. Success with listings. It's good for me to show you the top of the mountain, but a lot of times it's hard to see if you're not there, if you don't have that view, that vantage point. So I shouldn't say if you have the book, you have the book, don't you? You better have it. If you don't have it, you can go to knolly.com and there's some links where you can download it for free. It's a PDF. It is a very big PDF. It's 430 pages. So if you prefer to have the physical copy, which like I like, we don't have it on Audible yet. It's coming, but it's good because it's really a reference book. So when you run into problems, like I had a master that I was talking to last night, a future master, and she was having a problem with an overpriced listing. We got a whole section on that. So it's a reference book where you can go back and get reference. But we're starting right here in chapter 1. It's called Becoming a Listing Specialist. And I'm going to spend the rest of our call really going through some of the basics of this, because this year, no matter what you say you want, listings is where it's at, guys. I mean, there's a reason why in this business, we say you got to list to last. The real estate profession has been around for over 100 years. Let's not try to reinvent the wheel, guys. Let's not try to pretend like we're smarter than the people that came before us. Even if we are, it doesn't matter. See, you might think you're the smartest person in the room, and you might be. But guess what? Being the smartest person don't always pay. And I'm trying to get you to the pay window. So you don't have to be the smartest person to get to the pay window. So read what I want you to start focus on during our time this month is chapter 1, where I talk about becoming a listing specialist. It begins with a decision. Okay, let me say it again. People say, man, how do I start taking a lot of lists? It begins with a decision. I am a listing specialist. That's what I am. I specialize in listings. Okay. I had a guy, I saw his business card. It says residential, commercial, land, luxury. I mean, he had everything on there, and I'm like, dude, look, you're not going to scare buyers away because you have a business card that says listing specialist. Okay. It's not like, oh, if I put that on my business card, nobody else is going to want to work with me. That's not true. Okay. That's a false belief. The truth is that when you put listing specialist on your business card, or on your website or wherever you put it, the people that do business with you are actually going to feel the buyers, or even if you do leases, those people are going to feel special. Like, wow, you're a listing specialist and you took the time to work with me to do a lease or to work on a buy. Doesn't mean that that's all you do, guys. Okay. It just means that you've aligned yourself with the fact that you're a listing specialist. It's a head game. Okay. It's a head game. And then now that you've aligned yourself with that, you start to attract that. Okay. A funny thing happened when I started putting all my focus on launching Quantum 10X. A couple things happened. Number one, you guys didn't see me as often, and I wasn't as active. And number two, we didn't bring as many people on to Mentorship Masters. I could just see, if you look at how many we brought in December, we've already brought more than that the first week of January, okay, or the first 2 weeks. We brought more. I think we brought in 5 new masters in January. I mean, in December. And we've already brought more than 5 this month so far. Okay. So the key is, it's where you put your focus, not what you're physically doing. See, a lot of you, or you may have the misnomer that it's where you physically are putting your focus. That has something to do with it. Okay. But the reality is where you put your mind. Okay. The book is called Think and Grow Rich. Not hustle and grow rich, not grind and grow rich, not work and grow rich, not slave your fingers to the bone and grow rich. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Okay. When you start to think a different way, everything starts to align to you. See, we're magnets, guys. We're magnets that attract whatever we think. Just like a radio puts out, and this is fascinating. A radio, like if you tune a radio in to 89.1 or 88.7 or 91.3, or, I stay on the low side of the dial. Y'all know what I listen to, classical and all that stuff. Or you might get up a little higher, 95.5 or whatever it is. Every single frequency is broadcast, or every single radio signal is broadcast on a certain frequency. Okay. There are many frequencies. Okay, that's the reason why the FCC has to get involved and regulate all that stuff, or we'd never get any clear radio stations or TV stations or even Wi-Fi signals. They have to regulate and tell people, hey, you can only broadcast at this signal at this wattage. Okay, and this other one, they say you have to broadcast at this signal so that they don't interfere with each other. So you have thousands and thousands of invisible signals that are all around us. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Wi-Fi signals, radio signals, TV signals, all kinds of signals. And the Homo sapien also puts out signals. Okay? We are electrical beings, guys. I don't know if you knew this, but we are electrical beings. Okay? When you look at the spine of a Homo sapien, okay, and you look at everything that comes out from that spine, all the nerves and we are electrical beings. Okay, we have so much voltage. Just do the research on that, of how the human being is an electrical being. We have an electrical system, And we actually broadcast messages, okay, signals that we send out. And when you start to align yourself with the fact that you are a listing specialist, then the magnet starts to come on and you become what you believe, okay? So on page 5, I talk about the listing life cycle. It's actually 5 phases. It starts with pre-listing, listing setup, listing servicing, contract to close, and post-closing. Now, the cool thing about this is most of the activities that go into a listing can be outsourced. Okay, most of them can be outsourced, and we'll talk about that as we go through the training. Probably I'm going to be spending the next year with you guys in this book because it's so important that you understand how to become a master lister. Okay, this is the game that's going to change your life. Okay, and then from there if you could focus on listings 4 days a week and attracting 1 day a week, game over. You finally got the life you've been asking for. So I have a 46-step system. You can take your time to go through and read each of those steps. I think it's very important that you at least. So I kind of give a truncated viewpoint of every system or every step, and then what I do with the rest of the book is I actually unpack every step. Okay, I'm going to actually do that with you guys. But what I want to do more than anything today is I want to talk about what your day should look like. Okay, and we'll kind of conclude with this. And this is, if you got the book in front of you, this is pages 20 and 21. It's called A Day in the Life of a Successful Listing Specialist. Okay, you have got to engineer your day a certain way, and if you will trust me on this, if you will agree to live like Dave Ramsey says, live like nobody else so that you can live like nobody else. Okay, so what that means is you make the sacrifices today. Like I'm making a big sacrifice to do Mentorship Masters. Why am I making a sacrifice? Well, because it's going to pay off. Okay, so I'm not asking you guys to be sympathetic about it. I'm happy to make the sacrifice. So I gave up a teaching career, mainly through Keller Williams, where I was making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, not a year, because I could, a month. I was making $50,000 to $70,000 a month teaching in different market centers. Okay, and it was very simple. I have a toolkit. I charge $1,000. If I speak to 100 people, 30% buy it. That's 30 grand. I do 2 speaking engagements or sometimes 3 a month. You guys know I was out there doing that. I was making, 50, 60, 70,000 a month. Now, when I joined EXP, that went down to just about 0. Okay. Because now, guess what? I don't have all those offices that I can just fly in and teach at. So I had to basically say, you know what? I see the long game of this. Okay. I know that right now I could focus on doing a whole bunch of leases, or I know that right now I could focus on taking a whole bunch of buyers. This is me and you talking, right? I know that right now I could do this or that or XYZ, or I could sell insurance with this company or whatever's distracting you. Okay, I get that. But in the long game, you're going to be far more successful if you focus on listings. Okay, you just will. And so that's where I want you guys to live and focus on. So this is what the successful day in the life of a successful listing specialist looks like. From 6 to 7, that's personal growth. This is discipline, guys. You get up, you're always expending positive energy. So it's crucial and critical that you take time for yourself to refuel the inner man or the inner woman so that you don't run dry and burn out. Personal growth time allows you to fill back up and ignites your motivation by reminding you of your purpose. So personal growth, that's meditation, reading, prayer. Now there's going to come a point. The reason why I said what I said earlier is there's going to come a point where you don't really have to do a lot of this. You might just be like me and become a full-time recruiter, where all you do is attract. you're just attracting agents. Okay. That's up to you. You can choose that later on. But for now, you've got to do, if you're not at the point where you're doing 20, 30, 40 or 50 listings a year, this is what you need to do. Okay. So that's personal growth for 1 hour, 6 to 7. From 7 to 8:30, that's where you prepare for success. So that's exercise, personal care, healthy breakfast, dress for success, and so on. Okay. That's what you're going to do from 7 to 8:30. Now, from 9 o'clock to noon, you're going to be in your lead generation bunker. Okay. The successful listing specialist is first and foremost in the lead generation business. Okay. As a listing specialist, prospecting will consume the first part of your workday. During this critical time, you will be focused on 3 activities: generating listing leads from your listing lead buckets, following up on the leads received, and developing your marketing strategies. That's it. Okay. Developing and implementing marketing plans is how Gary would say it. So that's what you do from 9 to noon. Now, I know that there is a tendency for you guys to want to get up, check email, check Facebook, check on the news and go through all the crap that has been getting you to where you are, which is less than success. Okay. I don't care where you are. There's no room for cockiness in this group, because if you're not, if you haven't capped, if you're not capping in 2 weeks, I'm not impressed. Okay. Now I'm not, I love you guys. Okay. But I know that you have more than what you're giving. I know it already. I know you got more than what you're giving yourself and what you're giving your family and what you're giving your God and what you're giving me. I know you got more. So I'm not, I'm high-fiving you. Okay. I love you. I'm gonna high-five you. You get that listing, it's high five. Pamela just got one last night, and that's of many. She got her first EXP listing. That's the first of many, guys. So here's the thing. Let me get back on track. I'm preaching. I like to preach, but let me get back on track here. So from 9 to noon, and all I want to say is discipline, guys. I don't want you to keep getting what you've been getting. Okay, even if you like what you've been getting, I don't want that for you. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. That's really what I'm learning in this book, Becoming Supernatural. One of the big things that Dr. Joe talks about is this whole concept of doing things differently. A pattern, what we call pattern interrupts, changing what you do and doing it a little differently sometimes, so that because you get in a point where your body becomes the mind. That's a whole nother discussion. But you basically are operating from habit, which is not bad if your habits are good. Okay. Let me say it again. The Homo sapien is a creature of habit. So if you have habits of success, which that's what I'm trying to instill in you, from 9 to noon, and I say 9 to 11, I'm fudging a little bit with you guys because you're getting me every week. So you really don't have to spend 3 hours if you don't want to. You can spend from 9 to 11. And that's basically a habit. That's all it is. It's just a discipline. Okay. Now, if you work from 9 to 11, at 11 o'clock, you can check your emails. Guess how many emails I checked today? None. I haven't checked my email. I don't even know where my phone is. Okay. It's probably still plugged in, recharging from where I left it last night in the kitchen. Okay. I have not looked at my phone today. Okay. Now this is a discipline, guys. I get it. I get it. You might think there's fires to put out and all that crap. There's nothing more important than what I'm talking to you right now about, and that's non-lead generation. Okay. That's it. That's what's important for you. When I do my lead generation, I'm generating for mentorship masters. That's what I'm bringing in. Okay. So you guys are doing it for listings. Now, noon, eat a healthy lunch. Very, very important, because you don't go eating all that crap, guys. Did you know that the food that we put in our bodies is engineered for failure? Let me say it again. The food that you put in your body is engineered, most of it, not all of it. I'm saying a lot of you guys are making good choices because I know you are. But most of the food that's created is engineered for failure. Okay. All that crap. Now, here's the thing. sometimes I eat crap. Okay. And I'll be the first to admit it. I like bacon sometimes, but it's a conscious decision. It doesn't mean, guys, just because it doesn't mean that you just like Miss Goody Two Shoes and you have, that's not spicy. Even Jesus had to spice it up sometimes. He had a glass of wine. Well, come on now. We got to spice it up sometimes. But what I'm telling you is get out of the habits. So what my wife and I do, we eat 85% organic, raw fruit or vegetables, okay? And then we do 15% whatever, okay? Like if I want to have Chinese food or if I want whatever, I can have whatever I want. If I'm eating 85% healthy, that's pretty good. So what we do before we have a meal, we just ask ourselves one simple question. Is this my highest and best choice? Okay. The answer is either yes or no. Is this my highest and best choice? It's a yes or no question. Now, sometimes it's not your highest and best choice, but you just choose it anyway. It's okay. You might want to have mashed potatoes and gravy with a Salisbury steak. I ain't judging now. Some macaroni and cheese. I'm not judging, but don't make that the daily habit. Okay. Your daily habit should be health. Okay. Don't fall into the trap that most of Americans fall into in the world, is that they're being dumbed down by the garbage that they're feeding us. And that stuff is altering the brain. Okay. We don't want that crap, most of the time. Sometimes you want it, right? On certain occasions and weekend, or you might want a slice of cake sometime. I'm not telling you it's got to be 100%. I'm just saying you've got to re-gamify the mind into a different way. Now, from 1 to 5, I want you going on listing appointments. Okay. So that is, you spend your afternoon performing listing appointments. So if you're doing from 9 to 11, you're doing lead generation. From 11 o'clock to noon, that's when you can check emails, do all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm telling you what I recommend. You do what you want to do. Okay. You don't have to follow my advice. I'm just telling you how I feel you'll have optimal success. Okay. Now you might say, well, Knolly, I need to check my emails because I need to know if I had anybody that got back to me with my recruiting or with my either whether it be attraction or it might be a listing, somebody. I don't. Okay. Because I know how I am. It's a rabbit hole. If I jump on Facebook or do anything like that, it's a rabbit hole. So because I'm not a super disciplined person. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay. I just I don't plan that far ahead. I just go decision by decision. Okay. What's my next choice I'm going to drink a green drink. Okay. After this, I don't know what I'm having, but I'm going to ask the question again. What's my highest and best choice? I do it decision by decision. Okay. So I would rather get back to a person late. Okay. Like at 11. Let's say they emailed me last night, or they emailed me at 7 o'clock this morning. I'd rather get back to them at 11 and just say, hey, I was in appointments. I just got out of my morning appointments and saw your email, than to actually try to check the email and go down that rabbit hole. Okay. I want you to have discipline, guys. So from 11 to noon, you can be checking email, then you have your healthy lunch, and then you go on your appointments. Okay. Now, some afternoons you won't have any appointments. Some afternoons you'll have plenty of appointments. Okay. But the thing is this, if you want to do 2 deals a month, 3 deals a month, 5 deals a month, 10 deals a month, if you're lead generating every single day for 2 hours, and you're creating, all you're doing with that lead generation from Monday through Thursday is you're creating appointments. That's the whole purpose of lead generation, is to create an appointment. You go on the appointment, you get the listing. Okay. Now, once you have the listing, we're going to talk about that, as I go into this, later on, how do you get to the point where you throw it over your shoulder? How do you leverage yourself? We'll talk about that, because that's another problem. Many of you don't have that problem now, but some of you guys have the problem where you have so much business that that's another problem. That's a leverage issue. I've got the secret to that too, so don't worry about it. So be sure that this week you start back into The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. If you've read it before, read it again this month. I want you to read this book. Get back into this book and only focus on chapter 1. Okay. And you really should live here until you're following the successful day. Now, if you don't have anything in the afternoon, guess what? You're off. Well, some of you are like, well, I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to keep plugging away. Why? Just enjoy life. But I need money. You still are trying to make the correlation that hard work equals money. And it can for a time. I mean, you can go work hard and make a little paycheck, but it's not long-term success. Okay. And in the long run, that kind of mentality will take you further away from the goal than closer to it. Okay. I'd rather see you disciplined and lead generating every single day and maybe not have anything happening for a full month and then have 4 deals come in. Okay. Because the plan works. If you work it, it works. Okay. Now I'm going to look at y'all's comments, but make sure you read the rest of this. I'm going to look at your comments and then we're going to wrap it up. I hope this has been good for you guys. Patty Lynn says she wants the recipe to the green drink here. I don't know. We'll have to get that out of Quantum Connects. I like that. No, Quantum 10X, Pamela. Quantum 10X. Quantum 10X is something that it's a dream of mine. It'll come true one day, but for now it's kind of a little bit on hold. The quantum field, I won't get into the full thing of it, but the quantum field, that's where miracles happen. And a lot of what I teach you guys is quantum. So you're going to, when it seems like I'm going off on a tangent, I'm really teaching you quantum physics is what it is, basically. Let's see. Yeah. Mina says, thankful to have you training us. Yeah, I'm so happy to be your master and helping you guys to become masters. Remember, it's mentorship masters, plural, because every one of you guys is a master in training. Yeah, Anthony says it's the long game. It's the long game. Patty Lynn says she loves the preaching. When I get into the preach, sometimes I get to I get into that mode and I'm like, wait a minute, calm down, boy. I gotta hit myself sometimes. Yeah, Suda sent us a great. I don't even have my phone here, so I can't read her text. But she may not even want me to share it with everybody, but she sent a phenomenal text. Suda, if you're listening to this, post that. Inspire all of us. She had a. I think her word was something. She said the word ass was in there, so I got a kick out of that. She kicked herself in the ass, or she got off her ass, or something. She said, I thought it was great. Lucas started a course in miracles. That's a beautiful. I haven't even made it. Somebody here says bacon is not crap. I agree with that. I like bacon. Yeah, follow my lead on the healthy eating, guys. It's really, really good. 9 to 11 lead gen, 11 to 12 check your stuff. Yep, 1 to 5 listing appointments. You got it, Pamela. You got it. Peterson says he's finding it very difficult to transition from a day job to real estate full time. This is keeping me very unproductive. Any suggestions? Yes, I do have a suggestion for you, Peterson. So Tanika and Charles have both done this. So Charles Lee just started his first full day of real estate last week. It was his first, maybe it was Monday, maybe it was yesterday. His first day being a full-time realtor. He left a 6-figure job where he was making good money, 6 figures, as a CFO or one of those titles, where he was an executive at a company. And so we're going to have we need to have a roundtable where we get him and Tanika. Tanika also was full-time, and then she got kind of kicked out of the nest and she was a full-time, she had a full-time job. She got kind of transitioned out of that, kind of almost by force. So she was doing real estate part-time, and she was doing, I think, like 10 deals a year. But when she started focusing, when she had to focus full-time on real estate, she doubled her production just like that, okay, without even working anymore. So yeah, we have several masters that are trying to transition to full-time. So that's a good one, Peterson. We need to have a call maybe just around that conversation. Yeah, Pamela's asking for a PDF of the book, this book. If you guys go to knolly.com, you'll see there's a link to get the book. And when you click on that link, there'll be a free PDF option right there. So that's just at knolly.com. Marcia says, discipline's what I need. We all do. Reading the 12-week year. Yeah, I've got that book here somewhere. Let me see if I can find that one. The 12-week year. Where do I have my copy? Yeah, I've got my copy. I think I have it pulled out. Let me see. The 12-week. Here we go. This is one that I just finished reading called The Millionaire Master Plan. Brilliant. Okay, The Millionaire Master Plan. And then this is the one that Christy's reading right now called The 12-Week Year. Now this is a phenomenal book. And this is one of the books that my coach follows. I've got several coaches, but my coach in Australia, she's actually having me work this plan. And so this is what got me kind of focused on Mentorship Masters and nothing else. This is my focus. Patty Lynn calls me the encyclopedia. That's fun. Tanika, discipline. Yeah, discipline. So yeah, you guys are. Tanika says her first full year as a full-time realtor. Bam. There you go. She crushed it. And now she's even going to double it again. So she did 10, then she did 20 when she went full-time. She doubled. So she was able to do it. She was able to still do 10 deals a year being full-time. That's pretty remarkable. But then she did 20. Now she's joined me because she wants to do 40 or 50. So we're going to get there. So, hey, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I don't just say it, I mean it. God has given me a profound love for each and every one of you. I thank you that you've got together with me on a Tuesday, kind of out of character for us, because Thursday, I think you guys have seen, I'm going to be speaking at our local board and doing a 2-hour presentation there, representing Mentorship Masters, baby. Hey, everywhere we go, we've got to represent Mentorship Masters, because every single one of you, I see that you're going to have a group of masters under you and under your wing. Okay, like Will Gilliam already has 8 masters under him. I know Mina's got 3 masters under her. So all of you guys have the opportunity. It's not just me. This is an equal opportunity, guys, where every single one of you can have masters. And guess what? Anybody that you bring on has access to every single tool, all the training and everything that you have. So it's not like you're going to have to train them up on your own. You just bring them to the call every week. Okay. Hey, I love you guys. And until next time, if you have any questions for me, you can keep them going in this thread or hit me up. Love you. And I'll see you on the next one. Not sure when it's going to be, but it will be soon. God bless.